Hello everyone, Nipa here, trying to make your Monday a little better and maybe even something to look forward to. We are here with a speed paint, and to give a really quick explanation, in my last week's video, the Survivin and Vibin episode 2, I briefly mentioned how I wanted to insert some lore into my builds. And what that has ended up turning into is these two characters who I have named Estelle and Eve. So basically, my builds in Survivin and Vibin are going to be based off of these people, and I'm going to be looking into their story and maybe even ending those videos with telling a little bit of their story. So we'll have to see how that all goes, and I think it'll be really fun. Something I'd like to just quick point out about this video though is, one, I will be giving a very brief explanation of Estelle and Eve, just enough so you understand what you're looking at, and the rest I will be doing in the actual Surviving and Vibing series. But also, just if my drawing seems a little weird, like just how I'm drawing it, if I'm drawing a bunch of lines over and over, I just want to explain that for some reason when drawing this, my hands were just really shaky, and for these videos I have to hold my phone sideways to draw. So like, one, that's still not very familiar to me, and two, my hands were just so shaky for some reason. But it's all good, and I'm actually still quite happy with how this had turned out. Anyway, back to the actual topic, which is Estelle and Eve. Who they are is, they are twins, and they are part of this like group that I have in my mind where they all are themed off of constellations, and they get like their powers from the stars and stuff like that. I honestly don't have it completely figured out, but essentially what Estelle and Eve do is they use their magic to help keep the town that they live near alive and running, and they help it out in every way with their magic. And they lived a pretty happy life in the town, and I will be building this town and city in Surviving and Vibing, so you can look forward to seeing that. But they essentially keep it alive with their magic. That's what they do. But then something happened, which I'm not going to say because I'm not going to spoil it, but something happened where Eve, the sister, no longer likes using her magic really in any way. But Estelle, the brother, he is still willing to use the magic, and even from afar, he still uses his magic to try and keep that city running by himself, since Eve won't help him. And why do they live far away? Because, like I said, they used to live happily in the town, but my theory currently is that after Eve started no longer liking using her magic in any way, shape, or form, she moved out because she couldn't handle being in that city anymore. And that is why, with where I'm building in the last Surviving and Vibing episode, I had built that camp area, and that camp area is where Eve lives. She won't use her magic, so she essentially just has to live off the land, and she camps. And now she has like a new like outfit that's more made for living outdoors. She ended up cutting off a lot of her hair, so then like she could put it back in a ponytail, and she ended up just changing a lot. But then Estelle, he will live above that, where I'm going to put a house, which I believe I had briefly mentioned in the last episode. And I'm collecting supplies for that house. I have a plan for it. It's gonna be cool. But that's where Estelle lives. He uses his magic, so he's still more, not civilized, but I guess more modern. Like, he still has a house, he still wears his nice clothes and stuff like that, because he uses his magic to help with that. And I believe there's still more I need to explain. So let me think about it. I'm trying to figure out what to say without spoiling too much. I think that's all I need to say for them. So I think since I've explained that, I can explain this drawing. What this drawing is, because it may look a little confusing. What it is it's kind of like a dual picture in a way, where some parts of the picture is before Eve didn't like magic, and some of it is after Eve started disliking magic. And in the end, what that had changed essentially was, like, Estelle is still a loving brother. He still cares about her, and he always tries to do what's best for her still, even after what had happened. But Eve doesn't exactly like this, and she still kind of ignores him and tries to stay away from him since he uses his magic, and is constantly trying to convince her to use her magic again. So in the picture, Estelle doesn't change very much, except for his expression, where he now looks a little more concerned. And with Eve, her changes are she had cut off her hair and put it in a ponytail, so you will see that in some of it her hair is long, and in some of it it's shorter and tied back. And her outfit even changed, so with her it was a little more confusing to draw her since she had all those changes. So that you can better understand what they both look like, here are my sketches of them I have in my actual sketchbook. And as you can see, before disliking magic and after disliking magic, Eve changed quite a bit, and I didn't have their colors figured out, so I kind of had to figure that out on the spot. Also, for this picture, I decided to have like this magic, which currently is this teal color. I kind of just chose a random color for now while I chose the actual color I was gonna have it be. That teal is going to turn into like magic, which is what is kind of like splitting up the image among the sections I had made. In the end, this picture should hopefully make more sense. I understand it's probably quite confusing to look at now, but I promise you, I think it ended up looking really good. So I hope you agree with me. And that's all I have to say about that right now. Something I would like to point out. I know I said this a lot last week, but if you could give me your input on that new story format in the comments here or the comments in last week's video, I would greatly appreciate it, because I'm still not letting myself work on it. And I haven't been given any notification that anyone has responded to this request, so if you could respond to my request, it would be greatly appreciated. But I'm not going to go on a long rant like I did last week, because I did that last week. Anyway, I believe I have said enough for this video, and I hope you enjoy the end product. Have a great week, everyone. Goodbye!